stop to think about what the Lions need to reach the next level? Here at Lions News Fan Report, we'll explore how the search for consistency within the wide receiver group could change the course of the season, and why the return of a familiar face might be the missing piece of the Lions' puzzle. The Detroit Lions face an intriguing challenge: how to strengthen their group of receivers while maintaining competitive performance. Over the summer, Dan Campbell openly expressed his frustration. "We're waiting for someone to step up," he said, almost pleading for consistency in the roster beyond Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. This gap became even more evident with Josh Reynolds' departure to the Broncos, a player Campbell once described as the reliable cornerstone the offense needed. Josh was the guy you could count on. He was always in the right spot and made critical plays, the coach recalled. But here's the twist. Reynolds is now available again, having been waived by the Broncos. For the Lions, this might be the perfect second chance. Reynolds isn't just another name. Last year, he converted 32 of his 40 receptions into first downs, proving himself as a clutch player. What will the Lions do now? With Tim Patrick already on the roster and Khalif Raymond sidelined, Reynolds' arrival could bolster the passing attack at a crucial moment. Whether on the main roster or the practice squad, his presence could provide the stability and production Campbell so desperately seeks. The potential return of Josh Reynolds could do more than simply fill a technical gap. It represents a strategic move that underscores the team's confidence in players who have already proven their worth. Furthermore, it would be an opportunity for the Lions to demonstrate their adaptability and resilience, qualities essential for a team not just aiming for the playoffs but also striving to establish itself as an NFC powerhouse. With Khalif Raymond out, the need for a reliable player who can contribute immediately in the passing game is urgent. Reynolds brings experience and chemistry with the team, something that isn't built overnight. He already knows Campbell's system, understands the coach's expectations, and has a history of performing under pressure. On the other hand, retaining both Reynolds and Tim Patrick would be a bold yet smart move. This would provide the Lions with greater depth, allowing for a more effective rotation and reducing the load on the primary receivers. In a playoff scenario where every play counts, this flexibility could be the difference between success and frustration. The fate of Josh Reynolds now hinges on two key factors: whether another team claims him during the waiver process and whether the Lions are willing to make the necessary move to bring him back. This is the kind of decision that defines seasons and, in some cases, even careers. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have shown a calculated approach in their recent decisions, but this opportunity seems too perfect to pass up. Adding Reynolds would not only strengthen the roster, but also send a powerful message to the fans. The Lions are committed to building a competitive and consistent team, piece by piece. Reynolds' return also raises an intriguing question. To what extent can continuity and familiarity be decisive in a team's success? With Reynolds, the Lions would have a player already adapted to the system, who understands the locker room dynamics, and most importantly, has the trust of coach Dan Campbell. This familiarity could accelerate on-field adjustments, enabling the offense to perform more fluidly during a critical point in the season. Additionally, Reynolds brings much-needed balance to the wide receiver core. While Amon-Ra St. Brown is the cornerstone of the passing attack and Jameson Williams promises explosiveness, Reynolds offers consistency, something that's been missing in key moments. He's the type of player who can become a reliable target on third downs and in high-pressure situations, alleviating the burden on the team's stars. As a Lions fan, I see Josh Reynolds' potential return as a move that makes perfect sense in both the short and long term. He's precisely the kind of player who can bring stability and confidence to a wide receiver group still under construction. The lack of consistency beyond Amon-Ra St. Brown has been a recurring issue, and Reynolds has the qualities to fill that gap. Reynolds isn't a spectacular receiver or the type of player who dominates highlight reels, but he's the guy who delivers when it matters most. A player who converts 32 receptions into first downs in a season is someone any competitive team would want. He not only knows the Lions system, but has also shown he can perform at a high level when called upon, even under pressure. Moreover, with Khalif Raymond out, the team needs more reliable options. Reynolds could complement Tim Patrick well, who brings a physical style to the game. Together, they could create a deeper and more effective rotation, helping Jared Goff keep the offense moving. And for a team fighting to establish itself as a playoff force, every solid piece added to the roster makes a huge difference. On the other hand, I understand there might be hesitation in claiming him immediately. Perhaps the Lions are evaluating the market or waiting for the right moment. But as a fan, I believe acting quickly would send a positive signal, showing the team is focused on doing everything possible to compete at the highest level. Ultimately, bringing Reynolds back isn't just a technical decision. It's also a message to the fans. We are committed to building something special here. And as a fan, that's exactly what I want to see. Bold but calculated decisions to take the Lions back to the top. What do you think? Is Reynolds the right next step for the Lions?